Like it's gonna be linked to every single way to make money on a long enough time horizon. Your content in some way is gonna be how you make. Hello guys, welcome biggity biggity big to another video. So in this one I just wanna go over briefly a concept that was just itching in my head yesterday about the creator economy. So I'll be reading this. I hope you don't mind. The creator economy is the simplest business logic ever, and that's why it will continue to grow. Most business owners will have to become content creators in order to bring more exposure to their businesses. Artists will have to become value creators in order to make a living off their art, especially in an age where they have to compete with AI tools that also make art. Even people who are not hyper ambitious about status or finances will have to start creating content because your achievements recorded online matter more than the piece of paper called a CV that claimed you work somewhere, but they didn't even see how good of an employee you were. All they have to go off is your references telling them. That's why you've got nurses doing TikTok dances on YouTube. Sure, they're showing credibility as like, oh, I've been a nurse since 2013, and you can tell that because I've been shooting videos from this hospital and this hospital and this hospital. But like, if the nurses were also doing educational content, that keeps adding more credibility to them and increasing the likelihood of them being employed and even being able to open up other alternative revenue streams. But like the fact that they have such a good online presence basically ensures that they have something to refer any future hospital they refer to, they apply to their work, or yeah, to their work. So there's a very simple process or formula to this that goes like, the way I the way I do it is input, leverage over time, and the swing. So this formula is applied differently based on who you are. But with this formula, the marketing strategy of most businesses will look pretty similar. I'll attach in annexure B. Yeah, you'll see this in annexure B. See annexure A for a bird's eye view of the creator formula. So the creator formula materials are input, deplatform, and swing. Yeah. So the inputs are the skills that you have, the interests that you have, or the business that you are already running or considering running. So this is the theme that your content will be made around, whether it is your business, your skills or passions, or other interesting topics discussed in an interesting way. And the leverage is the content plus the platform. This is the content and the platform you will be sharing it on. You know, the type of media you consume the most should primarily be the type of media you should make. So if you watch a lot of video content on YouTube, then you would probably be best off creating videos on YouTube. If you read a lot of blogs, you should on Substack, then you should probably write blogs on Substack. um, these, in addition to the content, there are the platforms that you're going to place your content on. The strength of these two factors determines how much leverage you truly have. For example, someone posting high quality videos that they are familiar with on a platform that they are also familiar with has more leverage than someone posting mediocre articles on a small platform that most people have never even heard of. The strength of your traffic is also a form of leverage in itself. So step three, the platform. Here you remove your followers or your subscribers from the platform and get them on an email list. There are several platforms to send your subscribers to, so I'll get into those in, yeah, maybe another video. Yeah, I'll probably get into those in another video. The reason you need to build an email list is so that you don't lose all your subscribers and followers if the platform decides to kick you out for saying something they don't like, or if they tamper with the monetization policies around your content. You know, besides, this way you can build a more close connection with your viewers in order to convert them into customers over time. Again, most of this is over time. So monetize. This is the product, the service, or the passion. So this can actually come before or at the same time as deplatforming. There are several common ways this is typically done, but it's basically how do you turn attention into cash. In Annexure A, under common types of products, you'll see just a few, not all, there are many, many more, but just a few ideas or products that are commonly used, that are commonly sold by creators once they reach a certain level of attention and like marketing skills. They start selling these products that you see here in an extra A under common types of products. So the creator archetypes are also another thing that I've observed. Yeah, like if you see in an extra A, you'll see there at the bottom there's a section called creator archetypes where I've written synthesizer, curator, technician, trainer. So those are the four main modes of content creation, right? And then in underneath those the headings, synthesizer, curator, what I wrote introverted warm, introverted competent, extroverted warm, extroverted competent. So introverted and extroverted. This is actually inspired by the Myers-Briggs typology concept, where I've noticed that creators, their their content, even if their own personality isn't introverted, their content might sometimes be a temperament that is completely opposite to the creator's personality. So you get an introverted emotionally reserved person making content that is extroverted and warm. So, for example, like Mr. Beast, I would say, based on his interviews and his self description of how he was as a youngin, he is an introverted person who tends to keep his emotions to himself. But his content involves people a lot in an emotional way, nonetheless. You know, two things that he's not. It's an extroverted and it feels externally in that extroversion. So that's what Mr. Beast's temperament is, according to this typology, this creator typology system. So a synthesizer for yeah, we're gonna get into defining the four modes. Actually, it's not necessarily how they productize. It's what they how they leverage their audience once they have a large following. So, content creators who are primarily reporters or entertainers have an aesthetic product, like a primarily aesthetic or emotive product. They don't do types of like courses or info products or yeah, you know, just teaching types of stuff. Because even their content isn't teaching, right? They're not gonna about to start teaching now unless they just teach you how to make content similar to them. Yes, there are a few like that. Like I knew that one graphic designer from Instagram who was charging people thousands per hour to learn graphic design from him in his style. Hey, it's a beautiful world that we live in these days. So the product of a person who is extroverted or whose content is extroverted is also an extroverted product. You know what? Yeah, no. I'm not I'm not ready to break that one down yet. I'm not gonna lie. I wrote a few notes down, but like I feel like that concept will have to be refined later on in another video or maybe in a newsletter. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to I think for today I'm done here. I just wanted to discuss this idea of like the creator economy and how really anyone can become a content creator and anyone can be any kind of content creator because there are successful creators in each of these 16 archetypes. And again, I just came up with this idea. It might be less, it might be more. Who knows? I'll keep refining it. But as far as I see, like from like a bird's eye view of this unrefined concept as it is, there's no reason. Yeah, maybe like in terms of infrastructure or like circumstance, like serious country circumstances, you live in a really bad country. But save for those types of things, there's really no reason to be a content creator. And not only that, it's gonna become increasingly necessary for people to become content creators because it's gonna be like the way to make money that is linked, like it's gonna be linked to every single way to make money on a long enough time horizon. Your content in some way is gonna be how you make money. So this actually reminds me of another idea I had recently, like last week, that print on demand isn't a manufacturing business. It's a content creation business because the more designs that you make, the more content that you make, the higher the likelihood of you being exposed again, appearing on the front page of Etsy, appearing on the top of the listings and stuff like that. So the more content you make, the better content you make. That's how you compete in the modern age. Even if your product isn't content, the way to compete as a business is content. If you don't know what to if you don't know how to do what you want to do with your life, say you just got out of matric, you know that you have this talent, but you don't know anything about marketing, you don't know anything about sales, you don't know anything about the industry, you just know that you like this doing this thing. Like I did, I knew I liked being a rapper. So being a content creator forces you to learn those things. Like, yeah, you start once you identify as a content creator, that's when you start noticing the other channels in the world that are gonna allow you to eventually crystallize this vision of being a rapper. Because I understand, yes, you wanna do the thing that you love, right? But in order to do the thing that you love, you first need to do a bunch of stuff that you might not like so much in order to set up a system in place that's gonna allow you to do the thing that you love stress free. And content creation, like even if you are a coder, even if you are someone using labor, even if you are using capital, content creation comes there eventually. You're gonna need a logo made. You're gonna need an advert for to advertise your app, bro. Content creation is the way. You need to start being a content creator now, or at the very least, learning like this whole matrix of content creation. I'm not even gonna say like the skill of content creation. Like I've said, like you could watch my other videos where I talk about the different ways to make money off content creation without creating content or using your own content. Just learn a bunch of about this matrix that is content creation because it's increasingly becoming more necessary, man. Everyone everyone is gonna have to become a media company eventually, and even companies are like hiring people who are one man media companies. I've heard of recently of this concept called user generated content, where companies hire just average people to use their products in their daily lives, maybe ask their friends to do it, and then just do simple, maybe even slideshow type adverts where you're like, oh, I like this thing, this is what it did for me. Maybe you don't even have to show your face in those videos, dude. All you have to do is create a dope video, of course, like somewhat dope video. I mean, you can't make a video with poor lighting like this. Of course, I don't expect a video like this to perform that well, at least not in the beginning. Maybe like in the long run, once people start following down the rabbit hole of my content from the success of a future video and then they discover this one, that's when a video like this might perform well. But like, I'm acutely aware that these are not the ideal circumstances to shoot a good video. Okay, I'm not that, my extroverted sensing isn't that poor, let's just say that. So anyway, yeah, that's it for this video, I think. I hope, man, I don't hope, but like, what if I come up with something else after pressing stop? So anyway, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace. Check out a bunch of the links. Check out the links in the description to see how I myself as a synthesizer am applying this creator formula. And if you are interested in pulling it off, doing this thing for yourself, starting a business, just the whole process of like, how do I set up websites? How do I set up landing pages? How do I set up an Etsy store? How do I get a logo and stuff like that? How do I create a social media profile that just pops? You can DM me on Instagram. I'll send you a donation link, and then we can book a call and we can hash out your situation, and then I will build a creator system for you. Then if you're interested, we can keep doing more calls where I will keep helping you step by step to really set up this whole thing with all the necessary tools that you will be using along the way. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.